The other thing that I think also it is important that, and this is a topic that put a lot of people in jeopardy, you know. And this is one topic that also makes a lot of relationship dies for a month when people from diaspora. But some bunnies wakiingia mtaa, there's a lot of relationships that goes haywire. Sherehe. When sherehe life, I know that one. In terms of sherehe, when you go back to your country in Africa, because in Africa people knows how to party. Sherehe life is something else, man. You know, back. Let's say for instance, back in Canada is when the last call for alcohol is 2 a.m. You know. Last call for alcohol in Africa, what? That is something that we have never heard of in Africa. The last call for alcohol. In Africa, you can drink alcohol anytime. Those pubs are open 24 hours. You can go there anytime and ask for a drink. You know, so the nightlife in nightlife in Africa is just on another level. Speaking of where I've experienced the nightlife, like in Nairobi, in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, and in Mombasa, Kisumu, Rwanda, that is Kigali and Bujumbura in Burundi, Kampala, this I think nightlife during festive season, I think nightlife moves from the whole world. And then I think it's concentrated in East Africa. Because East African people party, man. East Africa watu wanapiga sherehe mtu wangu. I'm telling you, people start coming into clubs. And you know, there's numbers. So the club will start filling out as early as 8 p.m. And those people from 8 p.m., they will take a break. Some of them will leave that club, go for a drive, go to a different club. They start club hopping. They go to a different club. And then now there's another group now that comes to a club that you have left, and then they come in around 12. Men, you come to that club at 6 in the morning, it's still packed. It's still packed to the core. Men, the things that happens in the nightlife and the DJs, there's a lot of people, the photographers, the videographers, there's a lot of employment also around surrounding the nightlife. Not people selling smokies outside the pubs, people selling, there's this thing nowadays in Nairobi, I hear they're calling it a smocha. And in Kampala mostly they call it a roll-up. It's something similar to that. A sausage and a chapati, you know. So there's this. The nightlife also has created also a lot of business. Has also created a lot of business, all sort of business. Hata Mangalanye, hata Makuru kwa street, Makuru ni wengi, madem ni wengi. Yani at squeeze hata before when you want the street girls. People used to think they can only go to the street and pick one. No, nowadays they are coming into the club. Even they are online now. Yeah. Nowadays hata ukiingia online mara hiyo unapata kitu yako na mali yako safi, toto safi inaenda inakuosha damu, and then unarudi una relax. But that is a topic that is a topic for another day. We can discuss that in some other time. But now the summer bunnies, the things that you people bring in the country. Hakuna watu wanachukiwa kama summer bunnies. Maboys mtaani wanachukia summer bunnies. Kwanza mtaani, watu wanajuanga msi fulani anakam, wanajua and if you and then maybe for instance you had a thing with that chick long time ago, and then you're back from the diaspora, you're back from abroad, now you're back home. I'm telling you, madem zenu wanafanyangwa maneno na masamabanis mnajijua, and you know what I'm talking about. Nakanga tu madem za watu, mademu wanaanzanga excuse ya kuachana na machali zao so that wakuwe na wewe. Na nyinyi pia mademu masamabanis mademu, nyinyi mnafikiri nyinyi hatuwajui, nyinyi tunawaona sana. we know the things you do. Tunajua ni nini you do. Hizo matrip unapenda kufinance, mnatuambia ati mmeenda na makazini zenu sijui wapi. Ati unaenda ushago, ati you're going to shags for 1 week. Umetoka abroad unaenda ushago kuka for 1 week, unadanganya nani? Mnafikiria tujuingi ni nini mnafanya nyinyi mademu. Mademu pia nyinyi tunawajua. Kazi zenyu ni kubomoa. Uzuri wenu mnabomoanga alafu mnaacha. So majamaa msijali. Mademu wenyu tu wanapitwa nao lakini mnaachiwa. At least pia wanakongana. Wamekusavia month na usubuvu. So masamabani tunajua nini mnafanyanga. Hizo dollars zenu, hizo madolari mnakujanga kuspend na mademu wetu huku. So we know you guys. So nightlife, as I was saying, it's a whole other world. It's another world, man. The things ile raha watu upiga, ile sherehe watu upiga when they go back home. It is on another level, you know. Yeah. So that's new, and I'm sure when you come back here, when you come back home, I'm sure there's a lot of things that you experience. There's a lot of things that you experience that are not normal. Like me, one thing that disappoints me when I go back home is service. Oh man. The waiter and the waitresses, men, their work ethic. They work hard, but they miss the nitty-gritties. They miss the most important thing, customer care. They don't have customer care. You will go to a table in a club, one will come and serve you, and by the time you see them again, they will take even more than 30 minutes before they come back to your table. So even if you ordered food and food did not have enough salt, and you need salt, I'm telling you that food will be cold before your server comes back. So that is one of the experiences that I think restaurants and hotel industry back home need to work on. Need to work on that. There's some places you will go and the service is good, everything else is good, but man, by the time you see a server coming back to you, it's take forever. They don't even care whether you are enjoying the food or not. They don't even care. Maybe some of you finish their drinks, they are fast drinkers. Maybe you will drink and within a very short time you have finished the first drink. You need somebody to come and check, you know. Maybe you got confused and you ordered for cold beer, or you ordered for a warm beer, and they brought 3 cold beers. And then by the time you get to the third or to the second beer, the beer is already warm. Maybe you want it changed, but there's nobody there to serve you. So that is one thing. That is one thing that customer experience that I've realized most places back home, they're still behind. They're still behind with customer experience. But all in all, that is one part. But the rest of the part, man, the party night and the everything sherehe is top class back home. Yeah, that is the other thing that I've noticed is very common. It's very common in the country. You'll go to a place, you'll find it's a very posh place, very beautiful, very nice place, but the service is poor, rubbish, you know. Yeah, but again, there's some other places which are catching up. Some places are catching up with such kind of service. To point out, a place like 4040 is a place I like a lot because it has that vibe, and they're not at their best, but at least that is one of the places that I've gone and I've experienced good customer experience. Security wise, waiter wise, the management, the owners, you know, there are people who are very willing to listen in the things that they do. So sherehe, nightlife, when you go back to the country, if you've never been to Nairobi, when you come to Nairobi, go try 4040. 4040, you will get a good experience. Yeah, my people in diaspora, the other thing that I find we like doing, and it is also very important, and I like when the people who do those kind of things, is is community service. Community service. What do you involve yourself in when you're back home? When you go back to your country, when you go back to Nigeria or Niger Delta, or when you go back to Djibouti, or when you go back to Mogadishu, the real Mogadishu, not the Mogadishu in Nairobi. You know, in Nairobi they have a Mogadishu. They have a town called Isili, which has been turned to another Mogadishu. So yeah, when you go back to your country, what kind of community service do you like engaging in? Do you volunteer? Do you get time to volunteer? Do you put aside a budget of giving back to your community when you go back home? Do you have that kind of budget that you say, I want to support this? Or do you support something while you are still abroad, and then when you come back home, you want to see how far and how everything is progressing? Do you have that kind of feeling? Do you have that heart of giving back to the society, giving back to your community? Because I think that is also very important. That is also very important, because as much as you are finding people who want to con you, people who want to take your money, people who want to take advantage of you, there is also that aspect, and the element of giving back to a community is very important. And I think it's something that we need to look at when you go back home. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of my friends from different countries, from Germany, from Canada, from the US, from even people who live in Qatar and Dubai. When they come back home, they want to involve themselves in community development and community service, which is very, very commendable. Find a community that you want to support. Find a community that you want to support. As for me, I try as much as possible, because you know me, I grew up in South B. I grew up in an area called South B in Nairobi, and every now and then I try as much as I can to mobilize the people within South B to support a community service. Like right now, we are supporting a community based organization, a CBO. With this CBO, what we are doing, we use sports. We use sports mostly, and we use sports as a mobilizing tool to bring the people to mobilize the community, because it is so easy to mobilize people through sports. So we mobilize people through sports, and then now when people come, and then it's when now we have sessions. We have sessions with people, we put more emphasis on awareness. Mental health has become something of very important everywhere, even abroad. Mental health awareness and wellness. So we have sessions. We get experts that who works with us, so that we can take people through mental health awareness. Sometimes we will touch on HIV and AIDS. Yeah, watu wachikunyanduana tu hivyo. So we try to talk to people and let people know that HIV and AIDS is still there. Corona did not take it away. HIV and AIDS is still there. So sometimes we do those kind of things. We also have a program that we run that is for career guidance and life skills. That is also another program that the organization runs. The organization name is South B All Stars, and South B All Stars also through sports, they also formed a team, a football team that plays in Division 2. It's called South B All Stars. That is something else that we support, and I'm happy for people of South B and friends of people of South B who love soccer and who love what we are doing as a community, to come and support these community initiatives. Start your own community initiatives in the area that you live in. The more we start this initiative, the more we support this kind of initiative, the more we will build a stronger society and a stronger community, and we will be able to solve these kind of things. One thing we realized with our program of career guidance and life skill is, like, people and the young people don't have mentors anymore, and there's a lot of people that are willing to mentor these young people within the country. There are people who have done different things and they are ready to mentor. So you will find people want to do stuff, but they don't have mentors. So what we do as South Bay All Stars is we try to connect the young people with mentors, people who have gone through something, so that they can be able to guide these young people, and they can grow knowing that they can grow focused and in the right direction. So those are some of the things we do in terms of community service. That is what I do. That is what I do, and that is what I love doing. That is what builds me. That is that runs through me, and I love doing that. So there's no way I was going to talk about the people from the diaspora, the people living abroad, without mentioning that aspect of community service. It is very, very important. Not everybody wants to take advantage of you. Some people are genuine, and some people want to progress in life. So that is also something very important that we also need to engage ourselves in, community development. And then for more of this kind of content, now we are back. For more of this kind of content, please make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, Kikao Connect TV. Kikao Connect TV. But for now, enjoy your lemonade or enjoy your favorite drink wherever you are.